In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to transform your basic views into more of a realistic 3D perspective. So once you've created your deck design, we'll go ahead and grab the flyover tool located in your basic palette. You'll notice whenever you left click on your screen, you'll see your coordinate system will follow where you click. We want to go ahead and left click in the center of our drawing one time. After you've done that, you'll notice that that UCS icon is located there. Simply left click a second time and hold it down. This is going to rotate our object around this exact point. If you find yourself having a hard time keeping everything oriented, you can go back to your top plan view. This is a little trick I like. We're going to change our drawing to OpenGL, so we'll be able to visually see a basic rendering of what it's going to look like. Now when you do this and you grab your flyover tool and repeat the same process, you'll notice that everything stays rendered with this tool. This makes it very easy to keep oriented into the right perspective. So as I rotate this up into 3D, you'll see that it does create the 3D drawing, but it's very basic and it doesn't show a real perspective. Even though it looks cool, we can make it look better. So the next basically step up from this category would be changing our rendering to a fast render works, or even going all the way to final quality render works. Once I select final quality, you'll notice that it will re-render itself, and it'll look a lot more photorealistic. But the whole point of this demonstration is to get it to as photorealistic as possible. So we're going to go ahead and switch back to our top view, and we're going to use some existing DeckWorks tools, and I'm going to kind of show you a mixture of things that I like to do. It's almost like having your own ingredients to cooking a certain type of meal. So what I do is I select the light bulb located on the bottom left, the visualization tool, and inside of here we're going to grab the RenderWorks camera. Simply select your backyard by left clicking one time and then left click a second time in the center of the deck. This is going to create a perspective. You'll see the line of sight and your visual path, which is located on these exterior two lines. Now if we look in our object info palette, we're going to see a camera height and a look height. For this example, we're going to change our look height to be the same as our camera height. So this is assuming that with the camera height of 5 foot, the camera is approximately 5 feet off the ground, or maybe even the individual taking the photograph is 5 feet. We're also going to type in 5 feet for the look height and hit display camera view. This is actually going to create that view for us. If you hit one of these magnifying glasses up top, it'll maximize everything on the screen for you. I typically like to select the second option, fit to objects. Now from here you can use your other tool sets inside of the visualization palette. Translate view, you can left click on your screen and raise it to the appropriate height. Now once again, once we have our view, we're going to go ahead and go to OpenGL, and you'll see that it has a nice, more realistic view, perspective view, but it's still not quite there. So we'll go ahead and switch that to final quality, and you'll see that the drawing becomes a lot more crisp. And if you scan back in this demonstration video, you'll see that the improvements from rotating it with just the flyover tool and then you actually using the RenderWorks camera here is a pretty dramatic difference. But we're not done here. So what we want to do at this point, once we have the view that we like, so we can make the changes quicker, we're going to switch this back to wireframe so we don't have to wait for it to re-render every change we make. We're going to go up into the View tab and we're going to go into Lighting. Now the first thing we want to do is set the sun position. If you're just trying to make it look more realistic, you can simply press OK at this point. If you want to go into more detail, you can specify the latitude, longitude, the month, the day, and the time, and this will actually show you where the sunlight will be portrayed on your drawing at that point. For this demonstration, I'm just going to simply press OK, and you'll see that it added in my light source there. Once we've done this, we want to go back into our View tab, go to Lighting, Set Lighting Options. And there's one thing I'd like to say before I move a little bit further in the presentation. The features that I'm showing you are all included in the RenderWorks package. So if you do not have RenderWorks, you're not going to have this functionality. And if you don't have RenderWorks, I highly recommend that you upgrade to that product. It's an incredible product and it really makes everything look photorealistic at the end of the day. When homeowners see that, it's just a huge difference there. So we want to look down here into environmental lighting. We want to select the second option, which says from selected background, and go ahead and change this to HDRI day. Once we've done that, we'll go ahead and press OK. And the last step here is to render it once again in final quality, which is going to apply these lighting settings to our drawing. And this is pretty much going to be as photorealistic as you're going to get it. And as this renders up, you'll notice the shadow from the pickets will be casted on the actual deck. Everything's going to look, super photorealistic. You'll see the shadowing under the beam underneath. And this is where you want to get your drawings to show a customer. This is what is going to make your customers say wow at the end of the day. And once you've created this, you can simply go up into your File menu, export this as a PDF file, as well as an image file, which is a JPEG, bitmap, TIFF file, etc. You'll notice you'll still see the light object here as well as the UCS coordinate. Once you export that file, none of that will be visible on that file. Depending on your light settings, you might have to change your light settings to appear in wireframe only, and then that will allow this little light fixture to go away. But hopefully you can see the benefits of having RenderWorks on top of your VectorWorks package and utilizing the DeckWorks tool to create these awesome 2D and 3D deck designs that weren't very easy to create before this plugin. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us at www.designworkscompany.com. You can also phone in at 1-888-317-8426. We look forward to talking to you. Thank you.